threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend. And if you threw a party, invite thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a
Hey Lisa, how are you?
Hello.
How are you doing? I am so sorry. Are you having any technical audio problems
No,
on your
ma'am.
side?
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
I just noticed with the opening music you have, there's some audio going on, like it was kind of breaking up. Did you hear that as well?
Yes.
So part of my life story, but it's so good to be with you and welcome to Women in A talk show where we do women things and talk about, doing, but more specifically, we are highlighting our veteran women month, leading us all the way into July. As you know, give America their first national Women in Agriculture Veteran Conference. And we are so pleased with that, and as well as our national leaders at USDA, our sponsors, partners, however you want to call them, Farm Service Agency, NRCS. Those are the agencies who make sure that we're able to do what we do and for the actual veteran women in ag piece. So let's there and let you tell us who you are and what you do and how we're partnered and make this thing work.
So I am Lisa Mussett. I serve the state of Oklahoma as the Women Veterans Coordinator with the State Veterans Agency. So everyone hears the words VA and they think it's all one great big house, and there's not. There is the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, which is our federal VA, just like you mentioned, USDA. So it's our federal programs. Well, every single state in the nation also has a state veterans agency, and every single state in the nation selects what benefits they provide to the veterans that reside in each of those states. And in the state of Oklahoma, Oklahoma has chosen to have a woman veteran serve in this role to ensure equitable access. Keywords: equitable access.
Right.
To all women veterans for federal and state veteran benefits and services. Okay. So my goal, my role is to assist the 30,669 women veterans in the state of Oklahoma. My goal is to meet every single one of them. I'm working my way through the counties. I've worked within the state veteran environment for over 10 years, so I've made quite a bit of progress in my meeting a lot of those women, self included. But I love what I do. It is not a job, it is a calling that I fell into. I'm a good old country girl from Southeast Oklahoma.
Okay.
So, in the very beginning, I was raised on, you know how I know that this may sound silly, but I'm still meeting so many people that where I have to remind myself that it was not everyone knows how to grow things.
Right.
Not everyone has experienced. I mean, I didn't know what eating out was. I didn't know. I didn't start eating out at a restaurant. My only access to restaurants was through school programs.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
whenever I was an honor student, so we would be taken out elsewhere. I grew up in a very rural area, and I remember being introduced to going to Pizza Hut of all places for a special treat from school or something like that, because
Right.
we grew all of our own food. We canned everything, we grew everything, all of our meats, all of our vegetables. We had everything. We had cattle, we had some hogs and such. I thought that was normal. I thought
Wow.
that was usual. My family, that's just how we did it. And so whenever, as a veteran, my husband and I both together spent about 13 years. We traveled all over. I left Oklahoma for about 20, it was over 16 plus years. And then we returned to Oklahoma, and now I've lived back in Southeast Oklahoma, and now I'm again in Oklahoma City area. So seeing different parts of the world, living in Italy for 3 years with my Air Force service, and oddly enough, while in Italy, everyone has an image of what Italy looks like. Well, I actually was stationed. My base was right in the middle of artichoke fields, so I've never been away from agriculture. Our base was completely surrounded by farmlands, and I just thought it was so funny that, oh, look, here's the farmers, here's the ranchers, we got to stop, gotta let the sheep cross the road in front of us and the shepherd. So agriculture is my life, and I've combined my love of that with my role to ensure that our women veterans know what's accessible to them. And that's something I want to touch on. Obviously, we will at some point, but the Farmer Veteran Coalition as well. So
I'm excited about that. Again, and I didn't say before, thank you very much for your service. Reason I know that my organization, we have several women across the place. By the way, we now have 57 chapters in county.
Wow. Kudos.
It's overwhelming. And I'm going to have some of my law school student interns say hello. I have them literally on staff now helping me because we've grown in these type numbers so quick.
Wow.
And that's as a result of great partnerships like yourself. We've been for a few years now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that your definitely gives validity to our grant proposals to do this type work. So now we are on the backside of COVID, because that was, we're going to do this conference, we're going to do this, right?
We've been talking about this for years.
And then and lifestyles, basically. And it's still shaky. I'm hoping that we're going to do it both ways on July 6th and 7th. We're going to have, as well as, we're inviting people in. We have several, Lisa, by the way, here, the law school students. One of them have been able to be very successful in reaching veteran administration offices. And that's what I want you to kind of go back over with us, because I'm still like veteran affairs, veteran administration. And literally she has and reached out to several across the nation. And they're excited. They want to get women here. They want to be a part of the program. Can you explain to us about what's the difference and what the benefits are in those two
Yes.
programs?
So within the federal VA system, we have, I use my hands, sorry.
I do too.
There's just no way not to, because I do. Okay, here is the VHA. This is your Veteran Health Administration, and that's where our health care comes from. And it has an application process. Okay, and on this side is our Veteran Benefits Administration, and the Veteran Benefits Administration is where we have our education benefits. You'll be familiar with like GI Bill and things of that nature, but our home loan is over there in that household also, as well as service connected disability compensation and pension and some other programs as well. So two different houses. There's a third one that's our cemetery, but I wasn't going to go into that one today, but just the VHA and the VBA. Okay. But VA as a whole has a federal, and again, I'm going with federal. So federal VA has its own hierarchy also. We call it our, in DC is our VA central office, our VACO. Okay. So within VACO, we have something called the Center for Women Veterans. And that is where one of your interns actually reached out to that I'm firmly entrenched in. So I have participated with them for years as well. And I, as the state women veterans coordinators, so I'm a state women veterans coordinator, again, federal, but I'm the state veteran affairs. And whenever I said that Oklahoma has selected to offer a women veterans program manager such as myself or a coordinator, multiple other states also have that. And all of us communicate together.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we have the VA Center for Women Veterans that distributes information to all of us state women veteran coordinators. And we all talk together. I was in a conversation this morning with my colleague up in Michigan, coordinating some care for a woman veteran. So your intern had been able, I'd seen the email chain where she had reached out and such, and people kept tagging me and waiting for Lisa to say something. And I said, Lisa, can I not just keep something to myself for just a little bit that I can? And they were all laughing about it because I was like, I've worked with this group for several years now, and this has been on our list and our plans, and we've talked about it every year, and now we're finally going to get it done.
We're going to get it done.
But women veterans across the nation, we have each of these states will have the support within a women veterans group, okay, such as or leadership position like with myself, and I host multiple events all across the state. So we've got two different avenues going here. We've got those that are involved in agriculture, but women veterans. Right. So the piece that I'm working on is to helping, and that's one of the things that you and I have collaborated on so many times is that we can reach both pieces.
Right. That is so key, because one of the aspects of agriculture that we always like to bring to the forefront and make it innovative as a sustainable piece for their livelihood. Agriculture, as you know, is one of the that you will always be connected to it as long as you're on this earth. And literally, earth, you go right back to the soil. Yes. So it's just one of those things that people are not paying close enough attention to for health reasons, learning the benefits of growing their food or raising their animals, what have you. That's the reason we wanted the conference, so we could connect women farmers or people just if they're not even into agriculture. We wanted to introduce different things that the USDA has specifically for them.
Yes.
That's so important, and people don't realize that USDA has so many great veteran programs to get them started, to assist with their actual operation, with value added. FSA, I always tell people that's your first stop.
Yes.
We said Farm Service Agency, that's what we try to make sure people understand. You will not be able to participate in the USDA programs, Devin, I should say, because maybe there's some little caveats and other programs that I'm not privy to, but important to understand to stop at FSA, Farm Service Agency, to get their farm, their operation registered. Now that's their farmland. That they have to get that farm, and
Right.
that's what. After that happens, then we will move them to the next stage, which is Natural Resource Conservation Services.
Yes.
All this is free. FRE. I spell it out. Can you go to get a free, get your in and your property actually registered? I call it it's on Social Security.
Mhm.
After that, they move to NRCS and Natural Resource Conservation Services. Conservation plan, free, which is like a business plan, if you will, a farm plan.
Right.
They'll have someone come out free again and assess their property, and they'll be to they could give their vision. Like some women want to grow flowers, they want to orchard.
Yes.
Some raise honeybees. Some raise cattle. Horses is a big question mark. I am not are not aware that agriculture, the USDA eyes horses as livestock per se. Do you know anything about that?
No, I do not.
I
I'm
don't
with you on that boat. Nope.
I don't know. Here in America, especially now, maybe overseas, which partnerships over there are developing, but they would get these conservation plans, and where they could start developing their property through this process, including irrigation. There are benefits with that, where some profit sharing, where the government will pay percentages, especially to veterans, because they fit into that socially disadvantaged category that they have set aside money just for them.
Correct.
So that's so important. I know to me and near and dear to my heart that the veteran women. I know when people look at me, or even you, for say, in a business, they don't look at us as farmers.
Correct.
So,
And they don't look at me necessarily. I always ask the question, what does a veteran look like?
exactly. And I would never think so. Just
Right.
looking at you on its face, I would be like, okay. But and understanding those great benefits work hand in hand with agriculture. Even I want to get in some of therapeutic type things.
Yes.
I know that's my calm. I even have a front
Yes.
garden here on the property. That
Yes. Growing something. I've got a whole backyard garden in my house, living in the metro. Yes.
yes, and I want them to be able to see even in their backyards.
Yes.
They can get involved in these programs as veteran women
Yes.
and be able to access some of the resources. Do you want to show any slides or any type of presentations, or get more into the other? You said the Veteran Women Administration is right.
So the U.S. Federal Veteran Administration, and then my program is within the state VA, and we work hand in hand to make sure that our women veterans are taken care of. And one of the things that we do specifically for an event such as this is we want to make sure, again, those veterans, like you said, so many times the consensus, like we've already discussed, is that you don't look at us and you don't, not everyone recognizes that a woman has actually served. So it's often when you go out somewhere and you're applying for programs, they may ask the males, but they won't ask the woman if she has ever had any military service.
Right.
And there's also a preconceived idea that goes hand in hand with that, though, is that if you're a veteran, you know all the benefits that are available to you. And that is so far incorrect. You touched on that just saying about the NRCS and the USDA programs and FSA programs. Our veterans do not know what's available to them. And within the federal VA system, our women veterans can receive assistance for independent living activities such as farming and this nature, or if they're going to go into a business, through the Veteran Readiness and Employment Program, our VRNE program. So the federal VA has programs that can assist. And one that you're going to hear me talk about a lot is going to start out with, I'm going to immediately ask you, any of our women veterans, if they are receiving compensation, whether it's a retirement, or if it's a compensation for service-connected disabilities that they experience while in service. Because there is a level of a rating system within the federal VA system that if we experience injuries and illnesses while serving active duty, then we can apply for compensation. That compensation is there to assist us because we can't always work in a mainstream regular environment. Okay. So one of the pieces then is I want to help our women access those benefits that are available to them. They could be receiving some compensation for injuries. And a lot of women don't realize that you can apply for, just case in point, if you as a woman veteran experienced a hysterectomy while you served active duty and we'll say a full hysterectomy, you could be rated 50% service connected and receive compensation for that after your military service. Okay. So there's an entire rating system where women can receive compensation for injuries and illnesses. And that helps you. That helps relieve stress on you.
Yes.
If you're having difficulty in a mainstream working environment, we can talk till kingdom comes about how therapeutic gardening and anything being connected to the soil is. So there's a lot of federal VA programs that we can connect our women to, and I want to help them to do that. So I am so looking forward to this program, and I'm bringing in a bunch of my VA buddies and my colleagues and such. And if you're going to be attending virtually or in person, we're going to have that capability to assist you.
This
Okay.
is going to be phenomenal.
We're here to help.
Right now, I see people are coming in. I can't see. If you want to like kind of answer some of the questions over there in the chat, I don't have my glasses, which I need. But you're welcome to do so, Lisa, because this is your show, and I want to make sure that people get what they need, especially our women.
Well, I'm not seeing them, so unless our hosts there Velate can see those, I'm not able to see those on my screen. So,
life.
Going on.
Okay, there's some coming in. Like I said, I don't want to skip over anyone. I need it's been investigating for a while. I see a veteran farmer. I think she may be out of Virginia. Veronica Smith. Do you hear? What branch are you of the military services? And if any questions for Lisa, again, we're going to open it up because I want this to be a real interactive live show where you can get direct contact to get some help.
Yes, I'm here to help. If you are a woman veteran, you're listening and you have a question, whether it's because of your veteran benefits or just the simple processes of, as a woman veteran, I want you to understand that you have services available. If you're involved in agriculture, that's wonderful. Well, hello, Miss Darlene. It's good to see you. I saw that pop up on me. But nonetheless, let's work together, especially in Oklahoma. Okay. Yes. But if you're outside of Oklahoma, let me help. I can help you find resources available to you there because I can get you connected with the Women Veterans Coordinator in your region. Okay. So there are a lot of different avenues available to you. Please take note that if you're a woman veteran and to enroll in VA healthcare, and each of these states across the nation are required to host women veteran, whether it's telephone or in person, telephone meetings, so that they can hear and learn and see what concerns of our women are. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, I'll point out a story to you. A couple of weeks ago, I spoke this month. I had the incredible privilege to speak at the funeral of a 104-year-old woman veteran from Maryland.
Blessings. Wow.
Miss Millie Bailey served as one of the first commandants of the Coloreds Division within the Women's Army Air Corps. She was at 102. She jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. At 102, So she passed away at
Wow.
104, and she returned. She was from Maryland, and she had her funeral up there, but she had selected her final resting place as in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So I was able to speak at her service, and a whole bunch of my colleagues came together. And
Beautiful.
we had an incredible event of just all of us women veterans there to support our sister in service.
Oh, this just gives me goosebumps all over
Oh, I
because
did. I had
that
to go
is
too.
the women's spirit of doing things. We are nurturers. We are sisters. It's a sisterhood.
Yes.
And that's the reason I'm just so tickled to have the partnership with you because you have been nothing but receptive to us. Like, yes, 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 let's do this. Um, as far as understanding the benefits, again, they need to reach out to their veteran administration people in their region. Am I correct?
Yeah. If you are not receiving or you question
Mm-hmm.
if you are eligible for any veteran benefits, where's my phone number? It's not my phone number.
Yes.
This is the Women Veterans Call Center.
Okay.
Okay. So the Women Veterans Call Center, it's a national call number just for women veterans to determine it so that they can call and say, I'm not sure if I have any benefits or not. Okay. So they can call 1-855-829-6636. Okay.
Okay.
So 855-829-6636. That person should be able to help get them connected. And if not, I'll share my email address and they can contact me.
Please do. And what we'll do also, Lisa, we'll go ahead and bring you all out on our website as
Okay.
well
Okay.
and promote, just as we did. You sent us some information regarding some benefits, I think a couple of days ago. And they're supposed to have been blasted out on all of our platforms, making sure women understand. But we want to bring that information out. I would love to put it like right next to the veteran conference flyer on our front page with
Yes,
the
ma'am.
contact information to have all that there.
I will feed you some information. I will feed you, for example, because you can see I'm looking at something. So Women Veterans Call Center, this little bitty thing here.
You got
And
it?
I can give you that and you can just put that on your page so that you can be connected with the federal VA system as well.
This is phenomenal. Veronica Smith, she said, I'm USN retired. I am currently rated at 80%. I desperately need to connect back to the earth because it's where I am happiest. I'm in the process of battling for unemployment benefits, what it says, from the military and the state of Virginia in hopes to purchase a farm.
Veronica, keep at it. Veronica, I understand what you're saying because you're at 80%. And if you're trying to get unemployability, that is something that is a federal VA system. Okay. And it's connected directly to your service connected disabilities. So you're applying for the unemployability specifically to those disabilities. And so many times it can be related. If there has been a denial, often it's because of a lack of being able to show that evidence. Okay. So it's just like if you hit your knees, if you were on ship and you did knee knockers, and so you've got some messed up knees. Okay. You were able to get service connected for those because you provided the medical documentation that you were under care for those needs. Okay. So keep at it. Don't give up. Okay. And continue working. And hopefully you're working with someone in your state of Virginia. Virginia has an incredible woman veteran coordinator there. She is a absolute doll. I love her to death. And so if you have any questions, please you can Google your Women Veterans Coordinator of Virginia. Okay. But I know for a fact that Virginia's got some really good, really strong programs there.
And like with someone with her issue, as far as showing to assist her in any way, is there anything in agriculture or being connected to our organization to assist her in any way?
Okay, so within the federal VA system, if Veronica is needing to, you can't. So many people do not understand that you can actually purchase land that you would be using for farming within your VA home loan. Okay. As long as you have a house that's going to be your primary residence on that land, you can buy land with your house through a VA home loan. Okay, so that is an option for you. Just again, you're going to go through that paperwork processes, but it is possible to do that. Other than that, there's not a federal VA program that provides you the monies to buy that. You're going to go just like Dr. Tammy spoke about in the beginning, the FSA and the USDA programs and things like that. That's your connector point, okay? But don't rule out your federal VA system as well with the VA home loan.
Maybe they could even couple them, like as a split type loan program.
And I've known of cases like that, yes. So.
Wow. She's saying she has lost over a total of $100,000 in benefits because I did not.
I'm so sorry, Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica, you are welcome to come in and speak because again, this is a live, interactive type program. You want to say anything? I don't know I don't know how to open the mics and all that. That's totally up to these young people to take care of for us.
Yes. I can see the comments now, and she indicates that yes, that's her plan with the VA home loan and things of that nature, or something like that. So
yes, with the Farm Service Agency, that's where they have the actual agriculture homeowner loan, to purchase like land or a home with property, as well as an operating loan. This is FSA, is where you get all that information at first stop. And every state in the United States has a farm service agency.
Yes.
I always tell people connect with your state agency first there. They will direct you to your county. So you'll be able to go to your county and, or they'll direct you to speak with your county agents. And I am very, very blessed to have personal colleagues that work on the national level with FSA. Literally, I could say, I could pick up the phone and they're on text. They help me with issues on behalf of women.
Yes.
Across the nation. I mean, I've had to literally reach out to the highest of the highest and say, hey, can you help these women? They're giving them fits, and it's issues in the county area. So those are the great things of working with the federal government. I'm very thankful. And now we have with the veteran program. Lisa, okay, what is the other? You spoke of, the benefits. What is the other tier?
So within the state benefit, so each of the states also offers benefits. Okay, so within the state systems, you have it's a lot of those. Again, every single state selects what you have. Okay, so I can't answer what has happened or what other states offered their veterans. Okay, I can only speak on what in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, thank goodness, has elected to have a women veterans coordinator so that I can ensure that our women veterans are properly taken care of and accounted for within the VA medical system and within the benefit system and things of that nature. So many of the states have a system such as if you're 100% service connected, well, you have, if you're service connected for 100%, okay, that is within the federal, that's a rating within the federal VA system, then the state waives your property taxes.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So there are a lot of tremendous savings that are available to women veterans that a lot of women veterans are not taking advantage of. So I want to make sure that if you live in a state anywhere and you have a service connected disability rating, talk to a state service officer or something of that nature and try and determine if you're eligible for any of those state benefits. Okay. Don't rule those out. They are available to you.
This is such great information. I love getting all of this because I'm not a veteran. My father is, and I have people around me that are, but not understanding the system. All I know, people say, well, I'm going to the VA. And that's all I grew up hearing. I don't know, the different branches in the federal and the state level. That makes so much sense now to me. It's kind of structured just like USDA, because USDA has the federal and then they have the state.
States. Correct.
Most definitely.
Correct.
So what about as far as people who are not veterans, because I get that a lot. That people who are active right now.
Yes, active duty. Yes. So, so I'm a little bit different in that my program, I include, I had conversations this morning with multiple active duty and National Guard. So as for state benefits, that's a whole different realm. Okay. But just including them. So for example, I can invite women who are currently serving in the National Guard and Reserve and active duty through all of my colleagues and my partners and my just interactions and things, and they can come to
Yeah.
the event. Okay, so because my event, again, I include all.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
include
very
all.
much.
I include all. And it's not just so my role, I get to host these incredible events. I get to speak at the funeral, like I said, of that
Mhm.
woman. I do an Oklahoma Her Story project, which
Mhm.
is I actually have a professional photographer, and girl, she's a woman. She's a wedding photographer, so she
Oh
makes us
wow.
look gorgeous.
She has good.
But she volunteers to go with me,
Mhm.
and we take photos of our women veterans, and we do it in Oklahoma City. We do it with the Capitol in the background.
Mhm.
Okay. And so we've got the Capitol in the background, the woman here in the front, and then that digital image we give to the woman.
Oh,
So
nice.
it is their professional headshot to use for whatever they want.
Nice.
And we actually in the state of Oklahoma have a state veteran registry.
Mhm.
So I'm creating a digital historical library of all the women veterans who have served in Oklahoma. And so it's those who are currently serving, whether it's at Tinker or Altus or Fort Seal or any of those get invited, our National Guard, our reserve members. And my next one is on June 11th.
Mhm.
And it's going to be, we meet in front of the the Supreme Court building, more or less, for the Oklahoma Supreme Court building.
Okay.
So it's just directly in front of the state capitol. And from 8 to 10, the photographer and I'll be there on June 11th, because that is in celebration, because the next day of June 12th, which is on a Sunday, is the 74th anniversary of the Women's Armed Services Integration Act.
Wow.
In
That's
1948,
huge.
an act was passed that allowed women to serve in the military without the necessity of war. Okay,
Mhm.
because previously it had to be only wartime, and there are women who served in those wars.
Mhm.
40,000 women served in World War One.
Right.
Okay, so all the women who served in all of these areas, they weren't considered veterans, and they didn't have any access to veteran benefits.
Oh
So
wow.
they served, but they weren't considered veterans.
Oh wow.
We were not eligible until 1948. So every year I try to host this, and I have over 100 women we photographed in Oklahoma for the Oklahoma Her Story project. And I'm telling you, I will bring the video with me. So when I
Yes.
come for this, I want to be able to run the video that we've created,
Yes.
because there's not a dry eye in the house when we're showing World War II women to women currently serving,
Mhm.
and it's set to music that is just, I'm
I
telling
have
you,
goosebumps all over
listen,
me.
well,
I just
I'm the one that's with them. I'm not
yes.
taking the pictures, but I'm there with them. And then it's all put into a video perspective, and I cannot watch it without getting tears in my eyes. Another thing that we do in Oklahoma is I host together with the Oklahoma Women Veterans Organization, which is a private service organization like an American Legion or VFW. But in
Mhm.
Oklahoma, it's the Oklahoma Women Veterans Organization.
Mhm.
We host an Oklahoma Women Veterans Recognition Day.
Okay.
And every year, this year it's going to be on October the 20th,
Mhm.
we host, and I'm checking, 22nd, Saturday the 22nd.
Mhm.
We actually, in our program, we actually host a memorial service for
Okay.
all the women in Oklahoma who have passed, women veterans or active, or we recognize, we say the names of all active duty women who were killed in duty or something of that nature who we have received notice of. So, and I mean, everybody cries. So everybody cries on the video. Everybody cries to the
I have to cry
military.
now because I know how hard it is being a woman and being in
We,
any industry, being in the ag industry. I mean,
oh
it's
my
I
gosh,
know how it is. And so with them serving and
yes.
giving their life to protect us, that actually it hits home. I haven't served, um, but yeah, this is
We
phenomenal.
do not, we do not want to forget our sisters in service. So
Very
we say, we will say their names.
yes,
So,
ma'am.
so there was a question. Yeah, I see that. Are there benefits for spouses or children of veterans? Oh, yes. Okay. So spouses and children of veterans, it's also going to all depend upon um, the service connected disability rating of the veteran. Okay. So again, those injuries or illnesses.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna back out of that to make sure everyone understands. When we serve in the military and we leave the military, you leave whether it's be a retirement or you serve one enlistment. I served one enlistment. My husband served over 10 years. Okay. And we both had to leave each of our branches of military due to a hardship. Mine was medical. Okay. But I wasn't medically retired. I just had to leave the military because of medical issues.
Mhm.
Okay. So I don't get any monies from the Air Force. I left the Air Force. Air Force doesn't give you anything. You then apply to the VA, and the VA determines if you're eligible for something based on what something happened in the military. Okay. So there's a whole application process. Now, if you're retired from the military, you have your military retirement. Okay. That's something totally different. That's not what I'm talking about. So I'm concentrating today on those who are non-retirees,
Right.
but can have access to that service-connected disability compensation or pension. Pension is very specific to low-income veterans that have served in a very specific piece. They have to have served during a time of war.
Mm.
Okay, peacetime veterans are not eligible for that. I'm also going to step in here and say, all of these rules and regs, you hear, if anyone works with me, they hear this all the time because we're battling the processes, the legalism, the legal process. Okay. And I'm always saying the VA laws right here behind me. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's always watching what I'm doing because that's where I'm balancing. I'm an accredited service officer. I
Mhm.
very specifically, I specialize in those service connected disability claims processes for those who have served in the military and experienced military sexual trauma. And I specialize in gynecological issues as well.
Okay.
So, very specifically, I deal with a lot of people who have experienced trauma during military. So, I try to help those who have served in that realm access those benefits that they are eligible to. So, again, answering your question, Selena, is that for the benefits for spouses that for the veteran, if he or she has a service connected disability rating,
Mhm.
so I had for a long period of time under children under the age of 18, so to speak, or in college,
Mhm.
um, I would receive an extra amount of compensation based on my child in school.
Mm.
I could jokingly say this. My daughter, I called it, it was only about $100 extra I would get every month of my service connected disability compensation for my daughter.
Mhm.
I would often give it to her and say that was her VA child support
I like that.
because it was supporting me, but that was my money to be able to help take care of my family
Right.
because because of my service connected disabilities. Okay. So there are things, added compensations and things like that. And then if the veteran is 100% service connected, depending on um, your state may be able to have some very specific education benefits for the families, but the federal VA system does. I'm
Mm.
a 100% service connected disabled veteran. And as such, my spouse is eligible for Chapter 35 benefits which entitles him to education benefits.
Mm.
Okay. So there are certain parameters and things of that nature. I highly, highly encourage you to reach out to find to get with your state Department of Veteran Affairs. Call them, Google it, call them, say, hey, do you have any service officers? And if they say yes, and if you're a woman veteran, it's okay to say and ask, do you have a woman veterans program?
Mhm.
And do you have women veteran service officers?
Right.
Okay. So sisters in service, we work together.
I love that. Sisters in service. I love that. Sisters in service. So, I have one question because I actually, Volante, she's
Uh-huh.
in the military.
Yes.
She is National Guard. Whatever. Now, how would they really tap into their health benefits?
Okay.
All those good things.
So National Guard right now, they have the option of obtaining a TRICARE piece of it. Okay.
Mhm.
But they're having to pay for pieces of that by law,
Mhm.
that they are not eligible for service-connected disability compensation except for items where they received a line of duty determination. Okay.
Mhm.
So a line of duty means they were injured during an active period of service.
Mm.
So while they're in the National Guard, they are considered a part of that piece.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, if there was a trauma experienced, if they experienced a wreck on their way and injured themselves
Mhm.
on their way to training, there are lots of different caveats.
Mhm.
I call the entire VA healthcare system, the entire VA benefit system, the land of the if, and, these, and buts.
Wow.
If
Wow.
this and that, but we have this, then
Mhm.
we have to go this route. Okay. So it's getting you connected to a knowledgeable person.
Right.
But like Volante needs to meet me over near the state capitol on
Most
June
definitely.
11th, and I hope you're listening, Miss Volante, because
Most
8 to
definitely.
10 a.m. I'll see you over there. Okay,
Most definitely.
you dress up nicely, you wear whatever you want to wear, my dear. I will email you. I have a sheet of paper that is you tell a little bit about yourself, and I want to take your picture on that day and include you in our historical piece of our women in Oklahoma who are serving our state and our nation.
Most definitely. As well as her being involved in agriculture. She's like one of those young people that is pioneering the way for young agriculture, but showing that how the military piece fits in. We have savvy ways to like make sure that we get more young people, especially in the underserved
Yes.
communities, involved in military. Like one of the things in the caveat with being in my organization at a young age, or even working for me, you're either going to be in college or you're going to the military. There's not an in between with me.
There we
You
go.
can't work with me on the grounds and make money because that's not sustainable. You're too smart, you're too young. So you need some more foundation up under you and the discipline, the structure, and all that the military gives. So, and I wanted to make sure I got that out there for her because I'm constantly asking her about that. And don't hold her if she has, well, she may be here in June because I know we have to travel to DC and
I'll
to
do another
Florida
one.
and all that good stuff. But um,
I'll see if I can get my photographer to come with me in July. Okay.
okay,
I'll
we
see if
will
she
be
can
back
come
then.
over. I'll see if she can come over. It won't have the Capitol in the back, but we can figure something out.
Most definitely. Like I said, I don't know for sure, how we're going to work this because that's kind of iffy still with that travel piece. But I wanted to make sure I got it out there because I know other people that are in the National Guards, and they never know what to do or what they could have and all that. Well, what are your last words of encouragement you can give to these wonderful people that are? We're streaming live also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So you'll be able to, and this will be on YouTube. And believe it or not, people have been hitting this thing. This is caught on this talk show. It's another form of outreach that I came up with several months ago before I started. I started back in October, but it had been on my mind because I'm like, you know what? People are tired of the same conference. We need to get something and be in people's faces on a consistent. and making sure this information is really getting out to people and make sure that they feel comfortable, especially women, because both industries seems to be a dominated male industry. And
Correct.
we're changing that around together as soil sisters and serving sisters.
There we go. There we
Yes.
go. Amen, sister. Because
Amen, sister. So,
yeah,
Lisa, go ahead and leave us with words of encouragement and just anything you like to say about the military veteran women.
ladies, don't think that we can't do it. Okay, because that is just, you know, I love so many of the comments, and I see that about our mental health and things like that. And I do. I am one that reconnects with the soil as well. Let me go outside. Let me sit. Let me listen to the birds. Let me
Yes.
just sit and listen. Um, Reconnect with the dirt. I think I spent, all of my youth outside. I was never inside. I wanted to be outside, and I still am like that. Other than, as you can tell, I'm in an office today. This is my state office, but I encourage you. I want to serve as a conduit for you. I want to ensure that if you are a woman veteran listening, please, please take note of your benefits. Okay. You serve too. As part of our state veteran registry, my entire program says, check yes, I served. Okay. Because we serve too. We came behind so many decades and decades and decades of women veterans. There we go. Of women veterans who paved the way for us.
Yes.
Whether it is like Millie Bailey, the one that I just spoke about, that the 104-year-old, the funeral that I spoke at. I mean, women like her, the state of Oklahoma, we had 17 women that served as part of the 6888 Postal Directory that were all from around the Tulsa area, which was an all-Black women's division that just turned the world upside down, and have received a Congressional Gold Medal.
Where are they located?
They are just, there's so much of a history in every single one of our states, okay, of women veterans that have served. And there's no reason why. And for those of us who understand that connection to the soil, let's find those resources that are available to you in your own state. Okay. I'd love to meet you in person. I'd love that you're able to come with us in July. If not, I'd love to see with you. I'll talk with you through here. Volante put my email up there. Reach out to me. That is the best way to reach out to me. I'm actually going to be leaving here shortly to go participate in a press conference for suicide prevention. Okay. And I said earlier, I specialize in working with women with the claims process for those who've experienced trauma. Every single one of us probably can talk about how we may have experienced something in our past. Okay. But that does not define us.
Nope.
Okay. Being a service-connected disabled woman does not define me. I define myself as a woman of strong character and a woman of strong faith. And both of those sustain me. And I have support of my family, and I'm able to continue to do what I do, even with very dominant health struggles. Okay. And again, let's connect. We're connecting via our agricultural backgrounds and our interests and our roots.
Yes.
Our roots are deep, ladies.
Yes.
Our roots are deep.
And one thing, you all, again, Lisa, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like I said, you've never wavered on, and Darlene could vouch for that, as she came on. Whenever we're going for resources to do this type work, which is outreach work, you have never wavered. You all, even at the last minute, because sometimes I'm struggling, like, yeah, I can touch you, Lisa, in the partnership letter. But I thank you. I thank you for your service. I thank you for just being the person who you are, because God only picks certain types of people to serve. And I do understand that the older I get daily, sometimes I'm like, Lord, why did you choose me? But it's
Amen, sister.
Yeah, but it's like, it's such a joy to serve in the soil as I do, as well as you serve our country. And coupling those together, ladies and gentlemen, what we're doing is bringing those two sisterhoods together to have a sustainable, healthy lifestyle, literally and figuratively. That's what we are all about. We are gearing up for the first America National Veteran Women in Agriculture Conference, which is going to be July 6th and 7th. Lisa will be one of our keynote speakers, of course, as well as she's connected with all of her partners across the nation with the Veterans Administration. And we just say again, it's a great day in ag to make the bag. You all have a great, great day. Thank you again, all of you that tuned in. Share this video with others. It will be posted on the Facebooks, posting all of our Facebooks and social media platforms. So again, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Okay.